morning. Well, today I've decided to come out into the Peak District National Park to do a bit of scouting. I couldn't resist. It's glorious weather today. It's just a great day to be out looking for some locations. I might not get any photography done because it's very bright, but who cares? Who could stay inside on a day like today? Come and join me on my journey up into the Peak District. These are the two hills that I've come to find today. We've got in the foreground just here, we've got the pointy hill, which is called Parkhouse Hill, and then around a little bit further back we've got Chrome Hill. I've parked just behind the camera over there in a place called Earl Sterndale, and there's a nice little footpath to get to here. So I'm just going to do some exploring today to try and find some good vantage points, and then I'll come back again when the lighting's better, perhaps early in the morning or late in the evening when the sun's just come up or just going down, and we'll get some great light. At the moment the lighting's very harsh, and so we're not going to get great photographs today, but today is all about scouting the location to try and find the best vantage points. And with such a lovely day, why wouldn't I be out in it? I found a composition that I quite like, so I'm going to take it. I did try one earlier on. I'll just stick on the screen very quickly. I like the composition, but then I noticed there was an ugly farm down in the bottom right hand corner which kind of spoilt it. So what I've got now is some interesting rocks in the foreground. We're spinning around. Got some interesting rocks here in the foreground, and then over there in the background is Parkhouse Hill. So that's what I'm looking at. Just to take this, because I'm really struggling in this bright sunlight, I've stuck a polarizer on the front of the lens to take down some of the glare from the sky. That just really helps make the sky a little bit darker. I've also stuck a 3-stop graduated filter on the front, again to hold back the sky. And then I've focused on infinity, which is I've focused right on the point of Parkhouse Hill, way down there in the distance. I've set the f-stop to f11, so I've got lovely depth of field from front to back. And also, because the D850 has got a native ISO of 64, I'd be silly not to use it because it gives great dynamic range. So I've set that right down to 64 because I'm on a tripod and nothing's going anywhere. I'm quite happy to take it right down as low as it will go, and that's given me a shutter speed of 1/20th of a second. So I'll take the shot. The reason it took so long is I've set the self timer to 5 seconds. I've set it for 5 seconds instead of 2 seconds. It just gives a little bit more time for the camera to settle down and make sure there's absolutely no camera shake. Started the ascent up Parkhouse Hill, and I've come across this beautiful little tree on the side of the hill, and if you look at the composition there in the background, we've got some lovely little trees there just finishing off the composition, and I love the way that the light's just catching it. At the moment we've got these wispy little clouds in the top, and I think it'll make quite a nice scene even in this light. Definitely a scene worth taking, and definitely a scene that I'll come back to. It's a bit of a struggle because that's where I've had to come up. It's quite a steep hill, and it's gone quite warm, so I'm starting to sweat a little bit, but that's all the fun of getting to this amazing location. Unless you do a little bit of work, you're not going to get the rewards. The final image that I took was looking down the ridge of Parkhouse Hill towards Crome Hill. I'm really happy with this image. I've converted it to mono though because of the bright sunlight that I had. Wow, what an afternoon that has been. I'm going to call this video a day here. I've managed to get to the summit of Parkhouse Hill as you've seen from the photographs. I've scouted out some great locations and I'm so glad that I came out this afternoon. It's turned out to be such a glorious afternoon. You can see I'm in just a t-shirt, it's got so warm and the views are just astounding. It's just amazing. From the top of here. So glad that I came out. I think I might have even got some fairly reasonable photographs from this afternoon, but I definitely intend to come back here when the lighting's better. Just before I go, I want to say a really big thank you to everybody that's subscribed. I've been overwhelmed by the amount of people that have sent really nice messages, and this morning the subscriber count down there stood as 42. I don't know what it stands at the moment, but in 2 weeks. I know 42 is not a lot, but to me it means everything. So thanks a lot for watching. If there is something that you want me to cover, whether it be a particular location, if you do have any great ideas for locations for me to go and scout in the Peak District, leave them in the comments below. That'd be great. And also, if there's anything that you want to know about how to use your camera, whether it's exposure that confuses you or anything else, I'll be more than happy to do an episode based on that. But for now, I'm going to try and just carry on exploring the landscape and working to becoming a better landscape photographer. Nice to have you along with my journey. See you again. Did I just salute?